How would I connect it to the landline? How would I get the Zoom?
Yeah. No, that's an opinion.
So you want me to use someone's landline?
I'm just asking because.
Oh, you can start hearing something. So you want me to use someone's landline?
Everybody hates their voice.
Oh, is that in here now?
Your voice don't sound as bad as
Can we hear the comments? All right, Melissa or Maria or one of you ladies can play a video, and the other one mute themselves because I have two of you guys that are unmuted, so I don't know who is what number.
Not play a video. Speak.
Do you have it or do you need it?
I want to make sure that they heard on YouTube.
Or something, because I didn't want you to have to keep finding stuff to talk about unless you want to read a flyer or something.
Read one of the mayor's editorial or something. Just keep talking.
She said, read one of the mayor's editorial or something. Just keep talking. The one that feels most comfortable talking.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Are you muted?
No.
But you
Can you hear the video?
All right, so I'm going to mute myself and you can start reading. But they can't hear you talk.
Oh, it's the video. Do you mean just the reading?
Yeah, Jazz was saying maybe just read one of the mayor's editorials real quick.
Okay, I'll read the one for today.
Are you getting them and all now?
Okay. Ready? As we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, we rightfully shine the spotlight on the women who have achieved great things and have made a positive impact in history. But I think it's important to support the women that are experiencing the worst parts of their lives right now. We can't just pay attention to the success stories. We must speak openly about the issues impacting the most vulnerable women in our society. When we think of human trafficking, an extremely grim picture comes to mind. We often picture a group of women tied and gagged in a dark basement, forced into terrifying situations by a group of mass psychopaths. While this horror may be occurring in some cases across the globe, it's not true for most situations of human trafficking. The reality may not be as made-for-TV movie, but it's still horrifying and unfortunately much too common. Human trafficking is a crime that involves compelling or coercing a person to provide labor or services by force. The coercion may be subtle or overt, physical or psychological. Unfortunately, human trafficking is a major threat to a large portion of our population, and the horrors of it must be spoken openly, transparently, and with willingness to act. The International Labor Organization estimated that 24.9 million people around the globe were in forced labor as of 2016. According to a report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, 71% of human trafficking victims are women and girls, and 1/3 are children. While victims of human trafficking can be anyone, human traffickers often prey on members of marginalized communities. This can include children in the welfare system, children who have been involved in the juvenile justice system, runaway or homeless youth, people with disabilities, undocumented people, ethnic minorities, and members of the LGBTQ+ community. Traffickers take advantage of people with vulnerabilities, including poverty, limited English proficiency, or lack of legal status, or made worse by the lack of stable housing situation and limited education and economic opportunities. Language barriers, fear of retaliation, and fear of law enforcement can keep victims from asking for help, making it possible for human trafficking to be a hidden crime in plain sight.
Actually, stop reading. It sounds like it is picking up on the YouTube, so everyone just take a break while we're probably going to do an entire dry run. So what I'm going to do is unallow all you guys to speak. We're going to stay online. Yeah, stay online. We're going to treat this like I would a normal meeting. I would want you guys to use the hand raise, items and say like, hey, you want to speak. Like we're going to do this like a real dry run.
Check.
Does everyone have the instructions for reading?
Let's see if this sounds too loud. Or that's good?
This is not.
Alright, so then we. Alright.
Yeah.
So I was talking about that. They're saying I gotta sit here and
So it's like a second, like.
my cable's long enough I can literally sit on the second row. So I'm probably going to be off here to the side unless you want me next to you. Wherever, what do you want me to be? I'll be wherever you want. This is your meeting, so does it look better if we find a small table or move a table over here?
No.
Just for me? This is it.
Yeah, but you mic there.
I probably will only in the
Yeah.
realms
And then
of
this
changing
mic
a matrix
would
of,
be
you know,
made by the
normal,
phone.
what I normally
That's what I'm
do,
saying.
But I should not have any full length conversations with anyone.
It's
it's
all
not
you have to
coming.
say to me is your time is up.
You're usually the one that's helping me.
You just say hello on
How
this
is
one.
that gonna be easier for you
On
to
this,
say,
yeah,
hey,
on
the
the
speaker's
speaker.
time
On
is
the-
up?
Want me to speak?
Right here, here.
You're not
Hello,
gonna be-
hello,
Hold on. Now,
I can hear you. Can you?
hello, hello.
okay, so 1 second.
So this is a push to talk.
Alright, so, do we have, if we
So
find.
that way there's not just a long wire.
Can you speak?
Hello, hello, test one.
Okay. I have a splitter.
Well,
Are you able
because
to
is
hear me
it
over?
for every public comment, cause you have public comment after
Increase the
every,
volume.
Hello?
ordinance?
Yeah, I hear you, let me just
Then, so
increase this
at that
volume.
point, I might as well just sit here. There's no
Yeah.
point in.
Yeah, I was thinking for the chair right here, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, cause it's every
Yeah,
public.
the volume's all the way up, Raj, huh?
Alright, so,
We're all the way
And
up.
it's only if there's time.
that's,
So if it's 30 minutes,
Hello?
the public here exceed the 30 minutes.
No, I can't hear you over top, over the speakers, no.
We don't go to the public.
no,
Okay.
We're not using this.
I think it's,
We have to have a
All right,
second
let's-
speeder. We don't have
We
a
got
second
splitters.
speeder, right?
Okay, so
Only
we need
one
two
splitter.
splitters?
we
Are
have
you
one,
speaking?
we need a
The
second
mayor was
splitter.
calling
The
in.
mayor wants to call in and be a part of the
Busy now.
I was told that
And this should come through the speakers, correct?
over there.
That's when you want this to come through the speakers.
So.
No, we're not getting
fixing
anything.
all of that. We're getting, these are the new wireless mic systems. What we're doing is splitting it off. So like I'm being split off of whoever's mic, is mic one here?
This would be,
Whoever sits
oh my,
here.
right,
We can,
Mic
we
one.
have to do another splitter for the wireless mic and then whoever sits over here.
Okay, so that'll be used by.
I don't think this,
So it would be both. So it's gonna be that and the wireless mic system plugged into the same thing. Just like how my laptop and this mic is plugged into the same system.
I was told that this.
1, 2, 1, 2.
So there'll be 2 speeders, one for that.
Well, it's
one,
working right now because that's what they're plugged
because we
in for
need
the test.
For the directors as well.
Hello? Can you hear?
How do you test that?
I can hear you.
you'll hear it through the phone, but not through the speakers.
Yeah, do it up here.
Let's do the dry run with the council president.
Yeah, I think they're
and
just
then we-
answering questions, so whatever
we
you
look
need
at
to
them.
mess with. So AJ's not slipping there.
Let's deal with this phone afterward.
You need
Let's
this
do
baby.
dry run with the council president.
Yo.
Alright, so we can kill this call, right?
So whatever.
Yeah, just do that
settings-
for now and then let's do the dry run with the council president with the Zoom. He wants to do it as if we're in a meeting and then the calls are being elevated.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do the people on the other side know? Originally, they're supposed to be looking at this YouTube feed. Is there a way that they can see whatever feed Jamie's on to do this test like it's a real thing?
Oh,
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Yeah, so that's Leandra, Melissa, and Maria.
So if you
They're back
call
in
in
the
on the day of
office.
the meeting, how does, are you saying for right now, for?
Oh no, because it's gonna be like an actual test.
So the actual meeting, how will they know who's next?
In the actual meeting, they're all gonna be watching the YouTube stream. So we're gonna have the ladies who are across the street watch the YouTube stream they're testing on now.
Okay.
And we're gonna run this like a regular test. We'll have him open up the meeting like how he normally would. Give
are you speaking about?
open comment. Yeah.
Both. So how will you know you're next? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well,
So-
we're gonna take the people who are here, public comments first. Ostensibly, those who wanna call in will be watching YouTube feed. They're gonna get into the
Yeah.
Zoom live queue and Alika will elevate them according to her.
So I guess when the council president says, you know, hey, this ordinance is now open to speak. Okay, no one here from the public is speaking. We open it up now to the people on, you know, the people who are virtual on Zoom. Then I'll repeat it again just in case, though they should hear it. Hi, anyone on Zoom, please dial star, I think it's *9 to raise your hand. If no one raises their hand, we know no one wants to speak. We move on to the next ordinance.
Check.
Until you get to the public comment, and then, you know, when you're done with the meeting, until the last public comment. And that's how I see it. If you think there's any problems with that, definitely.
Let's run and see if it's smooth.
So I think he's sending them the link now so that they can see it. And I'm gonna inform them as well. Just to let everyone know on the Zoom that is here for the test, Jamie should be sending you guys an email so you can watch the YouTube stream, and we're gonna actually conduct this like a meeting and test it with you guys doing your raised hands and you want to speak for the public comment. So expect an email and probably like a minute. They have the link? Alright. Just as a test, did anyone on the call receive the link? If you have, can you guys raise your hand? I believe the command should be *9. Okay,
Can you keep this out?
somebody raised their hand
Or they want to
Oh, no, I
test,
removed your
figure it out,
permission
test with the public?
until it's like an actual meeting. Alright. Okay, alright, so you can put your hands down now that you let me know you get the link. Are you guys on it? Can you hear, I guess, me talking right now on the link? Can you raise your hand and let me know that too? Yeah, because my only main concern is the people on Zoom can only hear from the YouTube stream unless I open up my mic to talk. My concern is I didn't want to have a live mic open in front of me throughout the entire meeting. You know, because they don't know who else might speak or not on the mic, but just, you know.
There'll be an actual.
So,
Then I'll also pick up everyone in the audience, like I would pick up everyone.
No, you should just only open your mic when you're giving them instructions, like raise your hand, whatever, and then close, and then mute after that.
Yeah.
so the assumption is that they're watching YouTube Live,
Yes.
right?
They're
And
not
that
this
they
meeting.
know when it's time for public comments. So they should be in queue technically before he opens the floor, because if he opens the floor and then people start
Yes.
calling in, that might take 30 to 60 seconds for them to start calling in. However, if they're not watching YouTube and they just start calling in and then all you hear is hello, am I there? Am I next? What's going on? Where we're at the meeting. You won't be able to communicate with them unless they're really watching it live, because they won't know where we're at in the agenda.
Correct. Correct. Because unfortunately, we're hoping, like, if we can get the other company to come out and they have some other type of system where we can actually integrate the Zoom with the physical sound system where you can have it both ways, that would be great. But like I said, the only other way that they would hear what's going on in the chambers is I would have to have an open mic at all times. And we were trying to think of, well, where can we keep the open mic where it only picks up the speaker and what goes out on the speaker and not necessarily everyone in the gallery and whatnot. So
Well, I mean, when the council meeting starts, there shouldn't be anybody talking in the gallery. If you only have the mic open while the meeting is going on, that's all they should be hearing. Because it's not like the audience is speaking when the council meeting is in progress.
I mean, we can try
The
it.
only time the public speaks is when they come up to the mic.
So no one ever has any type of sidebar conversations, period, during a council meeting. Everyone
Well, the
only
only
speaks
time
on the
that
speaker.
happened was, when we have a recess, when we break from, agenda setting to the whatever, and at that time you can mute.
Okay, so if you guys want me to have an open mic, wherever you want the open mic to be, I can put it there and we can do it like that for the first meeting, see how it goes.
See how it goes. We're getting a quote from the company, to Aliko's point, that does the speaker system for integrated audio and a video component, but that's gonna take, it's not an immediate solution. So in the meantime, this is what we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to do that now for this time?
Isn't the input that you're using right now for the laptop, isn't that using the mic input?
So no, this is just a headset audio jack. So this is just sound out. So what I'm plugged in is just giving the sound out. So that's how you're hearing everything on the speaker.
Okay, so you have a
right
separate
now,
jack
I have
for
just a
sound.
regular earbud in, and that's what they're hearing me on the Zoom. It's just
So that's what you would use for the meeting?
that was what I planned on using for the meeting because then it's just a smaller mic. It's not the laptop mic. It's going to pick up everything. Again, we have the same issue, and I was scared of possible feedback and whatnot. So
You could mute and be like, hold on, you're next.
yeah.
Just give them 5 more minutes, you're up next.
I could say that too, yes. I figured that's kind of sort of what I was going to do. I figured when he opens up and says, hey, that's the public comment part, I would go, all right, public comment is now open to those on Zoom. Please raise your hand. And like I said, if no one raises their hand, I get to say what I normally say. No one's hand is raised. and then you move it to the next part.
My question is, if I'm watching this on YouTube, and I have a separate session open on Zoom in order to.
There's no Zoom session. You're dialing in. So you're not going into the Zoom app. It's
Right, it's just a
100%
dial-in.
dial-in.
Oh, so they're dialing, okay.
Yes. 100% dial-in. We wanted to make it as simple as possible.
So when they dial in,
Mhm.
and how do they?
So it's all tone dials. So star
So
9
the
raises their
hand
hand, so they can
a
raise their
hand
hand.
gets raised on your hand.
Yes, so I can see when they raise their hand. Then I allow them to speak, just like right now, somebody raised their hand. You guys can't see because you're not looking at the laptop. And then when they're ready to speak, same thing. They have to unmute themselves to speak. And I think that's like star 6. Star 9 to raise and lower your hand, star 6 to mute and unmute yourself.
Now, when they come in, do they line up 1, 2, 3, so you
It's
know?
the same thing like when we're on Zoom. So all the panelists will appear, or all the attendees will appear on the side. No names, just phone numbers, and not even the full phone number. So it's like the
So
first.
you know who called in first, who called in second, who called in third, who called in fourth.
When it comes to their hand raise, I don't know necessarily, is it everyone called in and are in the queue at the same time? Just like the Zoom, I can't tell you, did this person or that person logged into the Zoom thing first? It's whoever raises their hand. It will be in order by who raises their hand, though.
That's,
Yes,
just
yes, that
as
will
long
be
as
in
you
order by
take
the person. Mhm.
The hands that are raised first.
Yes, I wouldn't touch anybody who didn't raise their hand. It'd be no different than the meeting. They probably didn't want to speak. They just wanted to be on be on the call. All right, so are we about ready for the test run?
Yeah,
Where's AJ?
I don't know where AJ is.
All right, let's wait for AJ to come back. Someone can do. All right, so we're about to start this live test. I'm gonna lower all hands for right now. And you'll raise your hand when they start, talking and saying someone wants to speak for the comment for the part of this meeting.
Now, AJ, Leo, Paul,
Are we ready?
That's Maryland, baby. I had to do that. I got enough to
You
do.
need video?
I don't know. What is happening?
You'll be sitting here, right, Marilyn?
Yeah.
Or there? Okay.
But I was telling AJ,
Get out of my seat.
You gonna do it right, really gonna do it right, right? No, I thought you said, yeah, AJ. That's why I just camped out.
There is one mic that is broken.
That's what I keep
So it's
hearing,
gotta
but I
be
just said
like,
that they-
it's gotta be like something like
But
this.
she said they're gonna split from there.
Because he wants to listen.
Yeah,
you guys
to the
have
meeting
two
and be
mics
able
here.
to speak like he's here.
So then it's split from the one.
So he's calling in.
Can
He
it
wants
can
to
be you?
So I need to, is one of these physical mics here don't work, period?
There's one that goes for the council members that doesn't work. So we thought you were gonna give the one that Maryland isn't using to the council member, and I guess
To the
with the one.
department.
I mean, we could do that if Marilyn never really uses the mic and it's just moving the mic over and they could both share mic one.
I'm done
But
with
Between the two
but
of
they
them.
need to use the mic because. the
No,
mayor's-
but if they need to use the mic for the mayor calling in. So we need 2 mics over there.
Oh, you okay?
You don't need the mayor's
I'm at
mic
the court.
here because he's not gonna be here.
But we can't stretch that from over there to over there. Unless you want the mayor to call in over there. I think that's a great idea.
You want to manage it? You want to manage the mayor?
Wait, why can't you just move the mayor's mic to whichever council member mic that doesn't work?
Yeah, or to wherever the mayor
Yeah.
sits. That's a good idea.
And it's just there.
Yeah, it's just there, like the mayor's there. Well,
That
problem
makes
solved.
sense. That makes a lot of
Problem
sense.
solved.
Does the phone reach to where the mayor normally sits for the mayor's mic?
Yeah, you just gotta pull the
I'm-
cord
I'm-
the other
I'll
side.
go to Best
The
Buy and
cord
do
is
it.
right here.
Can we? And then the mic is just left, and then this is
okay,
left open.
actually, there's a plug in the floor which will be able to do that.
Right.
if
Let's
need
do.
be.
Let's try.
All right, so let's set
Yeah,
that
let's
up
do
right
that
now,
over
and
there.
what we'll do is maybe one person needs to call and pretend to be the mayor.
Hello?
Hello,
Give me a number.
And And then this way we can actually see. So it's. And then at least.
Hello, Plainfield.
And then this one probably has to go back.
After you're done with this test.
Turn your seat. Look down.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be sitting next to y'all cutting up.
Surrounded by.
It'll just be open.
Aren't you already when you go home?
It'll just be open. Just tell him tell him not to
can't
speak
escape.
out of turn. Well, he wants to participate.
I mean, except your
Different
office.
personalities, that's all.
Technically, Maryland's held
He can make fun of me.
in your office.
He can make fun of
I can
me
make fun of him.
all day, every day. Oh, illegals.
He can mute it on his end.
Especially when she looks like Director Jones.
He can mute it when he's not talking. He's phone. We'll just give him he knows how to do at least mute on mute.
Just for me to sit it. I swear, I'll do some work. I'll do the pokey pokey.
2 hours early.
It's not normal.
She's knocking on the door.
Can he get over there, Eldridge? Okay.
Right.
Open the door. You ain't doing nothing. Just sitting there.
Actually, I think it was a video game.
No. No idea, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, you can try it.
I'm still
Yeah, it was a
It's for the defendant and the prosecutor. Normally looking at when they have.
But are they having that now?
No, what is it?
Anna, you want to see over here too? No. We're gonna put Anna right here. You're surrounded.
About
They put
women.
me right here. I'm like, hey.
Who am I giving you nice fingers to?
So he says we're gonna make
What are you doing, Eldridge?
first, second.
Oh.
How do we plan on?
So dial the bridge.
First, second.
Oh wait, no, somebody has to call in with the bridge.
Steve.
No, Anna's gonna call in with the bridge number. Anna, you gonna call in? You can tell Anna what the number is.
908
908.
444 7700 and 5105 is Infinity. That's in on that.
ACDC, the guy used to be upset in that live.
It was funny. And I was like,
They-
send me an email. Say, no problem. They were talking about it. It's fine. I was like, what? Well, Maryland is shooting. Maryland's going to do it anyway. It's like it's only two people shooting.
Oh, because you're in the room. We have to go.
Yes.
I gotta find it. It has to be on YouTube somewhere.
I knew it.
I'm walking away.
Hi, we were trying to discuss.
Yeah, he's.
Okay,
I'm going to send one of you guys an email and instead of you hitting on the.
I think I'm gonna have to go outside. Do I have to go outside?
Yeah, a little bit because there's an
Yeah,
apple.
but I don't wanna send her outside. She's not even on speaker. Go by the bathroom. She's not even on speaker and she's all the way out the back and they still got her.
Yeah, go in the hallway by the police door.
All the way, all the way. You can try that too.
And then close this door.
Cell block 4.
Close that door. Close that door.
Cell block 4.
Hold on, we're gonna set something else.
Do you still hear an echo?
It's better, no
It's
echo.
way better. I don't think I hear any feedback now.
I can't understand a thing you guys are saying.
I can kind of hear what she's saying.
I understand what you're saying.
On my end with the voices and whatever.
No, I hear her.
It's not.
Hey, Anna,
Is that mic on?
No,
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, mic is on, yeah.
But besides that, anything else in the room feels muffled.
She can hear me, but just me.
Your mic is on.
I can't hear her.
Keep speaking.
I can hear Raj. I can distinguish Jazz's voice, but not what she's saying.
No, that's only on that.
But he can watch it on. Can he watch it on YouTube?
I don't feel like I hear it at all over the speaker.
But would he be watching on his phone and be on the call at the same time?
No.
What if the mayor? What if the mayor watched live via YouTube?
Yeah, like right now, whatever's going on sounds very muffled.
Until he wants to speak. If the mayor has to speak, then
I was gonna say that would be an option.
So he's just always there.
Participate. I could make him a panelist.
Exactly.
So
He's just always
make
there.
him actually, to be honest with you, I could make him a regular panelist. He could even use the regular Zoom link and be
For him.
Yeah.
from him as a panelist on the
He's
thing.
just always
That's why
there.
he's always there.
Okay, then that works. Let's do that.
That ain't it.
That's
That's definitely not it.
Yeah.
No.
You can't
with
do
the
that.
gooseneck.
Yeah. That's what turning up.
Something more like.
Here's my solution.
He would be the only one who will get an actual link.
Okay. All right. Let's do
So
that.
he's on Zoom,
He's on
basically.
Zoom.
No, because he's gonna be sound. So my sound is going to be on at all times. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute all other sounds, like the system tray sounds. Just Zoom is the only sound I'm gonna allow. So he can speak, do whatever he wants on his end, and it will pick up just fine.
Want to test it?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Why not?
So send someone a link to be a panelist.
Exactly.
Yep. Just
Yeah,
give me one more
test
moment.
everything.
I gotta log into Zoom real quick.
That's one lives in the office.
But you'd also have to
Ladies
be
in the
watching
office?
YouTube so we could see and hear what's going on.
Yeah, but how
He'll be able to
You can't hear through the Zoom?
He'll be able to hear it.
No.
He
Not
won't.
through Zoom, no.
He
I
won't
would
be-
have to have
He'll
my
only be
link
able to
open
talk.
all
I
the
thought
time.
we were gonna open it for the meeting.
Well, we said we were gonna test it for this test. The first meeting, we would have my mic open, so then yes, he would hear from me.
Yeah.
But if he's watching the Zoom, how is he calling in and listening at the same time?
He's just gonna be, it sounds like he will only be on the Zoom, period.
Oh, and just listen.
Yeah, because he'll.
And just listen.
He won't be
In
participating.
fact,
Then why do we need
is
a phone?
there a small brown
No.
box?
He's not using that again.
That didn't
Forget
work.
the phone. The phone is
Phone-
Phone is done.
We're just gonna Zoom him in. He's gonna just be a Zoom participant without, but he can't see, right? Or he can?
No.
Yes. Okay, so he can't see.
He can. Yeah. No, it's just
Once we
listening.
get that phone line back in, that'll be a different story.
What day is it today?
I know. That's what I sent the order in last week.
I put my order in 3 months ago, so it is what it is.
Alright.
It might get funny and I get a knock on the door tomorrow talking about we putting it in today. You know?
So, Council President, there are times when we have 4 or 5 ordinances on second reading that we have to open the floor to. So we're just going to have to discuss. Maybe it's best just announce in the beginning. You know, if you want to comment on any of these ordinances, just call in and we'll have you in queue. Because to close the floor, call in, open it back up, call in. That's just too. Call in for ordinances.
Yeah.
We'll put you on queue. Raise your hand if you want to
Melissa,
speak.
you're still on the line because I see one person dropped off. I just sent you a panelist link. Can you click on that through Zoom and actually enter the meeting completely as a Zoom attendee versus dialing in? And while I'm at it. Yeah, don't.
You said upstairs? I don't understand.
Why we have feedback? Melissa, on your end, you're getting feedback. I don't know if you have speakerphone in the room, but somebody might have to turn off their speaker.
They should be muted. They're all
muted.
Is that better?
On your end,
Isn't necessarily muted.
that's what I'm saying, they should be on.
Create the flyer.
Speaker or something on their end remotely. It's where they're at. Because the only people with open mics right now is me and Melissa, because she's a panel.
Yeah. So do you want me to hang up on the other line?
If you're on your desk phone while also being on Zoom somewhere else, then yes, hang up your desk phone. Because we're getting a bit of that, like, do you hear that tin in the background?
Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out if I need to fix an image, I need to have the original image. Otherwise, I would probably have to create it.
So I can hear you and technically Melissa in the background. I think she's on the.
Yeah,
All right, and you can hear them too?
You said you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
¿Usted tiene email?
But you know what? You know what I only do?
That would be Melissa right now is pretending to be the mayor online. Yeah. Essentially. There was a small brown spot.
She can hear us.
Melissa, you can hear everybody currently, or who else can you hear?
I mostly just hear you. If you want, we could try to hear everybody else, but
Someone else is gonna be speaking on mic.
External mic. There was a brown box with a mic. There it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this mic even connected?
Council President, can you say some words into the mic and we see if you can hear you?
To see if you will be able to hear me better.
Hello?
At this point, we're gonna
Can you hear me?
do it where everyone's hearing. No.
I want to see if you can hear me.
Yeah, like I have no problem hearing you, it's just hearing everyone else.
Set in my ear, so I think that's why you can't hear me
Oh,
clearly.
okay, so.
So I'm about to open up and
Hello?
see actual.
Hello?
Okay, she's putting on the external.
Hello? There it goes. Do you have to?
Testing.
Yeah, this one's. Flip the switch. Make sure the light's on.
Want to put this mic.
What are you going to be?
By AJ. Melissa, I just muted you because you got a lot of background noise on this.
Hello?
Testing.
Yeah, I think the Zoom overpowered the mic.
Testing.
To know,
Hello?
you can hear when they're speaking on the mic
Testing.
because the mayor would need to be able to hear.
Hello?
Testing.
I gotta put it all up.
Next stop.
Plainfield City Hall.
That was funny, man. You made it funny. Check.
That side of the splitters don't work.
February 28th.
I'm muted, but no, I'm not muted. I think it's open.
Yes.
You know mic 5 works? Because I don't even see a mic.
These all work.
You need two more?
And mic number 3 is 400.
They're plugged in?
They work.
I checked them all.
Okay, that's,
Hi.
no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's
5.
something wrong with
You don't
this.
have them
Hello?
here.
Check, mic check.
Check. See, but this is how Steve has the mic like this. And
That's gonna delete that.
I know there's a lot of growth and development going on that we can pontificate. In future sessions.
Wait,
The
why is
BA,
this
you don't have to
on?
answer this
No.
now, but if you could just walk me through what
Yeah,
that process.
let's not do that.
That's my Steve Howard. But again, he doesn't talk.
For him, he'd
If you
have
don't know, you
to be
can
all
tell
the
me
way.
later. You could tell me later. He's always like, but if you don't know.
Well, we happen to have a pair
Well,
of
technically,
pliers
they
on.
only wanted one mic to work over here anyway.
And he's like,
We only need the mic number 2 to work.
Yeah, it's only one we need over
Yeah, there's
there.
only one mic here. I was just.
this is a council meeting. I'm allowed to ask questions.
Check, mic check. Check, mic check.
He's worked with it really well.
Do they have to push to talk?
Check.
I think I would be really past it now.
Does mine work? Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't be here.
Check, mic check.
So I'd be like really,
Yeah, because
Check, mic check.
the sound volumes, that's when we get that distortion. You know, remember that staticky noise that we used to have in the mics? That's when we get that distortion when we turn it up.
Melissa, can you unmute yourself for a moment?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here, AJ.
There's a meteor coming to the Earth. And in approximately 24 hours, everyone will perish. Thank you.
Melissa, can you unmute yourself and speak?
I can't.
Hello, everybody. Are you able to hear me clearly? I'm on the desk. I'm using the desktop.
Can she hear what's going on? That's what I wanted to ascertain, like when the council president
I hear you very lowly, but you're very low.
Alright, but the ones who are mic issues, because they're coming through the. I'll just stop talking. The council president say a few words.
Not very clear.
Yeah, because you hear her whole room.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking again, AJ, about don't look up?
Or the
Just
council
meteor
president,
coming?
somebody on the,
what is that suggestion?
just say like you're running the meeting, you know? We'll now look at resolutions 1 through whatever.
No,
I have to run back to the hall.
that doesn't have the script on it.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it like a dry run now. Let me know if you can hear me.
The notice requirement provided for the Open Public Meeting Law has been satisfied. Notice was properly given, said notice having been transmitted to the Courier News on Friday, January 6, 2023, as well as posting on the bulletin board in the city council, in the city clerk's office. Can we have the Pledge of Allegiance?
Alright, that's good. Alright, let's see if she heard that.
All right. So Melissa, did you hear everything that the council president just said?
No.
Yeah, she's still muted.
For clarity, the people that will be watching YouTube won't be.
No, this is just for the mayor.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is now the mayor and everyone in the Zoom, so we're trying to make sure at least the mayor can hear everything, since it seems like the phone thing just So Melissa, did you hear everything that the council president had just said? Or anybody else on the Zoom? Can you guys hear us?
You didn't hear what he said?
I'm guessing not. Melissa, can you not hear us? Yeah, that's the wireless. It's on. It is on. I see the fact that every time I speak, the little thing is moving. Melissa?
Did she step away or something?
No. Leandra or Anna, is anyone else listening?
Me? Well, I'm here.
What is going on?
Maria.
Melissa?
It's Maria Liqua. Anna's in the building.
Yes. I can hear you now. I don't know about anyone else. Because it doesn't come out, on this side, it doesn't come out as clear. It sounds real muffled. Can I say that again? It's just with the feedback, I really can't hear you. So if anyone's like on the phone line, it comes out distorted.
It's them on the other side. So tell, maybe one of us, whether it's Anna or
Anna's here.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Are you muted? Yes. Okay. They're muted.
Come on. What should they call it? And just have here as the council president or anybody else on the mic. No one there. We're gonna talk like we're in a regular meeting and you tell us if you're just on the.
Satisfied. Notice of properly given, said notice having been transmitted to the Courier News on Friday, January 6, 2023, as well as posting on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office.
All right, Melissa, did you hear that at all? Melissa, did you hear that at all? I muted you because of too much noise in your background. We were still having that crazy echo. So you have to unmute yourself to speak. I'm sorry.
You can hear through you.
So it sounds perfect through the stream. In here, it does sound super crazy in here.
Oh, shit.
What? No.
If the mayor isn't
The
speaking,
mic's
why
still
can't
on,
you use
and I see every
the
time we
YouTube?
speak in this room, I see the mic being other stuff.
Yes. I could not hear. And then somebody muted me. Yeah, I could not hear him. And now this mute will not just indicate.
I'll let you know any updates.
That's what.
I know. But it's a Zoom, so I'm gonna zoom in while I'm walking.
Microphone, that's the only one. Right now. But that's gonna cause more problems.
Is there no other? No other place we can move the mic? I'll try my whole thing. Fingers crossed. No other place we could, because I have an extender, so it's not like the mic has to be right there.
So can I say something? No, the wireless mic is wired into the speaker system, right?
When the wireless mic.
The
Yes.
wireless,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Can we use, because when the mayor is speaking, it won't be doing public comment.
Okay.
Can we use the wireless with the mayor needs to speak? But the problem is him listening. So he may have to, but he can't, if he watches on YouTube, it won't be a real-time response.
Well,
Because
because
there's a delay.
them speaking isn't the problem. So far, the only problem we have is the people on Zoom are claiming that they can't hear once we put in this USB wireless mic, right? Before then, they heard me clearly, but their main problem is, it sounds like it's that mic.
The problem is the
Wait a minute.
mayor listening to the
I'm
meeting.
using this mic and she couldn't hear me.
The problem is the mayor listening and hearing the meeting. That's the problem. The people being on public comment, that's fine. That's fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we could hear them when they made the public comments. We heard it on the YouTube.
Let's run the whole thing. And if you run the whole thing, we got glitches. It means it isn't working properly.
Can we give the mayor a
In the
separate
past, That's
Zoom?
what we did.
So what are we?
Roger's saying if he dials in on a cell phone, we just put the mic there. In the past, but will that be
But
heard
that's
on
no
the YouTube?
different than what we just tried to do with that phone.
And I
over there.
couldn't hear from the phone.
That's the reason why we're moving away from being on the phone.
Can we give the mayor his
I
own
know,
separate
you can't
Zoom,
hear the speakers.
separate
That's it.
from?
It's on.
No, because then
The
the problem
they can't
still
hear you.
is, how does he on the Zoom hear what's going on in here? Like legit, that's our only problem. How does the person on the Zoom, who's not going to be the mayor, how does he hear what's happening in his
That's
room? That's all we're trying to fix. Everything else works.
Can we just live stream directly to him?
What do you mean?
Can we just have them watch through Zoom? I mean,
Yeah, give a separate Zoom
Originally, I thought he
just
was
to
gonna
him.
watch through YouTube.
He can watch through YouTube, but remember there's a slight delay. There's like a 3-second delay. So if he wants to reply in real time,
Is there a same delay in Zoom?
Yeah, it's gonna be 10 seconds.
no, Zoom
Both of them
is
combined.
not the same.
Because if we can set up at least even someone's phone just at a corner for him to see and hear on his own terms, and then we'll buzz him in. So this.
He can indicate that he wants to speak and.
I don't know if she has a cell.
Is the YouTube feed still going? Okay, all right.
I just had,
I'm gonna just call someone.
Spoke to her.
All right, thank you.
You hear everything, you hear the council president, you hear everybody. Okay. Let me try this.
It's just in here.
All right. Melissa, can you still not hear us here?
I'm gonna try something.
I'm gonna try something else too.
Yes, Jess?
Hi, can you talk to me? I'm gonna put you up to this microphone and see if we can hear you on the YouTube, okay? Start reading something again, if you don't mind, thanks. She hung up.
I think she was trying to put a speaker or something.
I don't know.
By mistake.
I think she maybe thought it was through the
Low?
Zoom.
Maybe. Hi, Maria. I need you to speak on the phone, not on the Zoom.
No, I am. I'm on the phone.
No, but you hung up on me. Through this phone, I want you to speak.
Oh, through this phone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call it again.
No, don't hang up. Just speak.
I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you want me to start?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's very well done. You can hear on the YouTube?
All right, but now can she hear when the council president talks?
Okay, so Council President, could you please say something and see if she can hear you? No?
The president.
Hello?
Can you say something and see if she, keep holding on and tell me if you can hear this when the Council President speaks.
Okay.
The notice requirement provided for the open public meeting law has been satisfied. Notice.
Put it closer.
Okay, I definitely don't hear him over the mic. Did you hear him at all, Melissa, when he was talking just now?
Hello. The notice requirement provided for the open public meeting law has been satisfied. Notice was properly given. Said notice having been transmitted to the Courier News on Friday, January 6, 2023, as well as posting on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office.
Maria, could you hear that?
Council
It
President.
was very, very in and out.
All right.
But he can watch on the YouTube.
And Melissa, you just gave me the thumbs up. Did that mean you can hear it just fine? Oh, so now you can hear just fine on the Zoom? Or, okay. So Melissa said, well, she didn't want to unmute herself because of noise in the background, but she's giving me all the heads, the thumbs up, so she is sending.
What did you do
Who
differently?
didn't speak to you?
I added an extender,
Oh, and now it's over there?
and now it's over here.
So,
Okay, thanks, Maria. I'm gonna hang up on this phone. All right.
All right, and you heard clear, crisp and clear? There were no, all right, so she heard crisp.
She heard the Council President?
She heard the council president speaking fine.
So do we want a separate Zoom for the mayor and just have a separate setup here?
Well, no, I think it's, I don't want to complicate it. Right now, it's a regular Zoom as a panelist. He would still be a panelist, still be logged in. Regardless, he's going to be coming over from my laptop.
If we do a separate Zoom, somebody else would have to be over there managing
separate-
that with a
Right,
separate
another
line and
laptop,
another, that's a
plugged in
whole.
With another jack, with another cable, it would just actually make things a little bit more difficult. Just to have him on his own separate, though he's still
Yeah.
going to be on the same Zoom with everyone else. But she's saying that she can hear clearly. Is anyone else still on the call version of it, doing it as a call? It still says I have one attendee. I think it's not sure.
All right, so the Council President wants to do like a full run-through. The Council President wants to do a full run-through, like.
Okay, all right, so we're about to do a full run-through. Melissa, and I guess I just need a regular attendee person, so I don't know who ends in 388. But they're gonna have to like raise their hand to speak at some point.
This was plugged
Just
into
need to let them know.
the judge's laptop.
With this laptop here?
Yes. Yeah. I forgot I ran that for the judge.
Yes. And I'm gonna turn off adjust microphone volume, maybe that's what was happening on Burton, maybe the mic was trying to adjust its levels on its own. I'm gonna shut that off.
Your hot chats?
Don't call attention to it. It's a personal thing. Oh, the mic.
I can make it freezing in here.
Okay.
I was like, I can make it freezing in here.
No. That's a whole other. And I think I'm gonna turn off background noise suppression. I don't see it.
Turn all the background, turn on background noise. Don't turn it off.
Off to make it so that it picks up almost all sounds, but I have echo cancellation on.
Oh, yeah, that might be. So it picks up
Yeah,
in
because I
here.
don't know if the background
Yes.
suppression is
That
cutting off.
definitely will do it.
Right.
That definitely will do it.
Yeah, because now when you're talking, your levels with the mic input is now as my
Yes,
level.
that definitely will do it. That's probably why you couldn't hear it first. Because if you try to like sing a song and you have like karaoke, because it suppresses the music, you can't hear it at all. So if you had that on, that's definitely why you couldn't hear it.
And it was just a default setting, so I'm like, oh, let me play
Yeah,
the
they
audio
do the default
settings.
now.
Yeah, to see if maybe.
Because they say background noise for musicians or something.
Yeah, original studio sound for musicians. I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna play with that for a second.
Alright, so let's run it then.
Alright, we're about to run the regular meeting. So Melissa, you're just gonna be listening in.
I know you can be one of the-
Yourself, and then the conference for safety. We'll need to listen to their phones. Okay.
Well, this place is.
Is that why that one didn't work? You said check number 5. Microphone 5.
Number 5 is working. Hello? No, what is it?
And do I need to record this in Zoom or not?
Well, the YouTube
Records everything.
capture the
Alright.
comments and audio, whatever.
Okay, do it.
I mean, do it anyway. Since you have the capability to do it, why not?
And that's why I wanna just ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason. Huh?
YouTube automatically record.
It's gonna be recorded.
The Zoom does automatically
I'm
record.
not saying YouTube.
Because that's a setting that I have set up, but if you don't need it to record, then I might as well turn off the settings.
Gotcha.
And so I wanted to ask all these questions and not assuming.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the underdo.
Absolutely.
In fact, see forward what happens with this test now, what happens with this trial. So I can hear what it sounds like on the show.
Fortunately. Yes, she's bored.
The sport starts at
Ready?
1:30, I think, so we don't have much more time to do these tests.
Council President, we're gonna run the full thing and where she elevates the panelists.
Recording in progress.
There you go.
Running and running.
Oh, wait, some of it.
Yes.
Am I paying him? Oh, yeah. Hey, Winston. I don't know why they have to do that.
Honorable Clerk, your presence is being requested via the court.
Yes.
Your deputy clerk has suggested I call you. Yes.
It's so funny.
You know, just in case you don't hear each other.
So I'll see if we can set it back to the microphone and tell them that.
Where did we go missing?
And how many splitters do we need? We need 2 splitters.
What are we doing?
We're gonna
Going through the whole scene.
So, whenever you're ready, Council President.
The notice requirement provided for the open public meeting law has been satisfied. Notice was properly given, said notice having been transmitted to the Courier News on Friday, January 6, 2023, as well as posting on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office. Mr. Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Council President. Council members present for the March 13th, 2023 council meeting. All members present, Council President, and we have a quorum. Thank you very much.
Consideration of public hearing, second reading, and final passage on all resolutions. If you would wish to speak, everyone please call in and raise your hand, and we will put you in the queue for the resolution you wish to speak on.
Floor is now open.
The floor is now open. Seeing no comment here in public, I will now switch over to virtual. Public comments are now open.
Jones, do we have anyone in the queue?
Miss Jones, do we have it?
Yes, we do. I'm allowed to speak now. Phone number ending in 614. You're allowed to speak. Please unmute yourself. We can hear you.
Okay. The one thing to be careful of is that there's like a 30-second delay on the live stream. So you may want to wait a while when you, if people are listening on the live stream and not through their phone, they're not going to respond as quickly. I don't know if that makes sense. That's all I have to say.
Alright, so there's a little bit of delay on the loud stream, but there's no delay at all on the Zoom, is what you're saying, right?
From what I can tell, no. Yes.
Okay. And this is Leandra, right?
No, that was Maria.
This is Maria.
Maria, sorry.
You need to learn the voices now.
This is one day, I swear. So she sounded a little bit muffled in the beginning, but I think that was the volume thing. So when I turn down the volume of my laptop, I might just have to be adjusting the volume of my laptop here and there. But like if you notice towards the end of her talking, it sounded a bit more clear. That's because the volume sounds at 12.
Did you try muting while she was talking?
Muting myself. Can you try talking again, Maria?
Hello? I'm also on speakerphone, so I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, can you take yourself off the speakerphone?
Yeah. Hello? Is that clear?
Can you just keep speaking for a little bit because I'm going to mute on my end just to see if that helps.
I'm speaking.
Can you please give your name and address for the record?
Neil Mendez, 128 West Page.
Hard to tell just by a short verse. She just needs, she could read something again.
Okay, so we're going to need you to give your name and address for the record. And if you don't mind just reading a line from an email, even if it's just the first 2 sentences. Like, can you hear me now from the old?
Or read the editorial.
Say the alphabet real slow.
Alphabet real slow, AJ said, or the editorial again, but maybe just a line or two. Nothing too long.
It's a little muffled, but you want me to read the alphabet, you said?
She's muffled.
So it's muffled on our end, you couldn't hear us at all?
No, she's muffled to us.
She says
So
muffled
let her
to
keep speaking and then you mute yourself and let's see how the sound volume sounds when you do that. Let her just keep talking.
Did you hear all of that?
Yeah, you want to just keep talking.
So then just keep talking. I'm gonna mute on my end to see if it helps with the muffling that we hear from you on our end here, okay?
Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. O, B, W, X, Y, L, M, N, O, P.
We just keep hearing them up and then she stops.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I didn't forget the alphabet, I was just making sure you wanted me to keep speaking.
So, she's speaking into her phone, not the speakerphone anymore.
I'm not on speakerphone anymore, I'm speaking to my phone.
Well, my volume is pretty low. I don't know how much more lower, but this is at a 2. Can you keep talking now, Marie?
Keep talking?
Yes. Can you just read the editorial again?
We hosted a flow training in September 2022, which 20 local agencies participated in this training. Attendees learned the following types of trafficking and common risk factors.
All right, so yeah, so it sounds like for me on my end, I'll probably just have to adjust the levels of the volume depending on who's speaking, based off of the clarity from that. But thank you. At least we know that you can hear, and it seems to be good. Can you mute yourself for a moment? And then Melissa, I want you to speak a little bit because now you're kind of like the mayor, so you mind making some, just a comment or two?
Okay, so you want me to comment in between?
Yes, you just need to make a comment.
Okay. Okay. So today is March 9th. It is now 12:20 p.m. The weather is beautiful today, and we are looking to start the spring soon. This weekend we'll be having daylight savings time. I hope everyone is doing well today, as well as we prepare for this afternoon. Liberty. Is that enough, or do you need me to do more talking? Is the levels okay for you? And everyone who's able to hear me?
So we can hear you. The problem is, even though the other two
Is the background? Maria, are you muted?
hang up. They don't need to be on the Zoom. We already checked. The attendees were
Okay, they can hear that. Can you hear Zoom so they won't be able to hear that?
She's on her desktop, so she's on the webcam. So the webcam is an open mic, so it's the mic, it's kind of like mic.
So, and plus the YouTube is on our,
And plus,
it's
yeah.
on everything and business.
So it's just probably better that the 2 attendees just get off for now because we know the attendees work. We don't need to really test that right now. We just need to test how with them here. So if you can have both Deandra and Maria, they can hang out.
What would you like for them to do?
So there shouldn't be any other feedback.
They're still on. Yeah, I need Deandra and
Can you kick them out from Zoom?
I can kick them out from the Zoom.
Kick them out.
Alright, or just remove. See how long it takes to Okay, they're gone. Now speak.
My 500 Tis of the Sweet Land of Liberty, BIC.
Yes,
We'll do,
that's what it was, because the second I kicked.
okay, so is it,
The echo.
Now, is she on a phone or?
so it's the background of them being logged into the YouTube?
Yes, so basically.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, you just probably can't have that many people call dialed in the same room together, it makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you can mute yourself
But-
for a moment, I don't wanna hang up with you.
Marilyn, you wanna call inside?
Dial back in.
I got, I'll send it to you. Oh, I can call.
For the Zoom.
Yes. 5105?
No, that's not the
That's
same
the,
thing.
that's
That's
the
the Bridge
name.
Line, that's the conference
Gotta
line.
call the 312 number or whatever.
Oh, and I didn't get that Zoom number.
I'll send the Zoom.
They were set of inmates.
Yeah, just go in the hallway.
So you'll have to go into the hallway.
Cell block 2.
Sarah is
Would there be like a scrolling thing on YouTube or something on YouTube that says for public comments, call in here or something like that?
It's a live stream.
So if you're watching, if you have no idea that this is a hybrid meeting and you're watching YouTube, how would you know?
That was what I was going to ask. I wasn't sure what type of advertisement you guys would do. Obviously, whenever you put the posting to say, hey,
It's gonna,
go
the
to this
instructions are
meeting.
gonna be there with when we put up the notice for the meeting.
Okay.
We're gonna have the instructions on exactly how to call in, and all of that is gonna be there. Jamie said it could create a banner.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder.
Alright, and then we have the two ladies just dialed in from over here, so I do have, I guess Melissa.
That's gonna be the verbiage.
I mean,
For public comments, call this
Melissa
number.
and Marilyn.
*9 to raise your hand.
Star what? Oh, I said, yes it is, *9.
Yeah.
*9 to raise and lower your hand, and *6 to mute or unmute yourself.
Alright, so you wanna elevate one of them now?
In fact, can one of you ladies do the star 9 and raise your hand to explain that you want to speak for, I don't know, this is now public comment.
So now because they called in, they can hear you through the Zoom platform?
Well, yes, because now we have this open mic over here, so that's how Melissa was able to hear everything that was going on. Now we have a mic that's open, so everyone in Zoom itself can now hear. You don't have to go to the YouTube live stream. You can actually just...
So if they are watching the YouTube live stream and they're listening through the Zoom as well at the same time, that won't cause any feedback? With two different platforms?
Probably would, but only on their end because I wouldn't unmute them yet
Okay.
until it comes to public comment. So I don't see why would you be on the YouTube stream and listen on the Zoom at the same time. I would probably say just
So I'm watching the meeting, watching what's going on. I'm watching the council president, open the floor for public comment. I pick up the phone and I call. I want to speak.
Yes.
Now it's both at the same time. So my question is the feedback now from the YouTube going to create an issue?
So yeah, I would say the instructions need to include once you dial in and you're going to be unmuted to speak, you need to turn off the sound of the YouTube stream. You can't have the YouTube stream also playing in the background.
Yeah.
So if it's on your computer, you turn off the sound off the computer because now you're going to hear it from the Zoom. So you're going to hear the response even if there is a response. But there's not supposed to be a back and
Once you got it
forth.
for public comment, please mute your YouTube feed.
Everyone can follow those instructions.
Yeah, it's the same thing as a radio station, legit. Radio station.
But people still call.
But people still call in.
Every single time. You have to be told to turn it.
Turn off the radio. You need hands are raised. I'm sorry, we started talking. All right, caller ending in 438. You've now been allowed to speak. Please unmute yourself. Star 6 to unmute. And mind you, Zoom tells them that once I allow them to speak. An audio prompt from Zoom will say, hey, the panelist is allowing you to speak. Please dial star 9 to unmute yourself.
They must be asleep.
I'm gonna say, can you hear me? Caller ending in 438, you can unmute yourself to speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Give your name and address.
Marilyn Yellows, 515 Watchung Avenue, Plainfield.
Keep talking.
When you guys are speaking, it's kind of still like muffled. You guys don't sound crisp and clear. It's like I'm picking up on certain words that you're saying, but I can't, understand you completely. It's not clear and crisp.
We weren't speaking on the mic though, we were just speaking.
Freely in the room.
That's free. We were just
Yeah.
speaking freely in the room, and you were still kind of able to hear us just fine, just speaking freely without the mic. I mean, not fine, but you could hear some of the words we said. You're saying, right?
Okay, so speak in the mic.
Yeah, there's somebody speaking back so she could hear if she can.
I believe the children are our future.
What?
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? How are you? You don't sound clear. I think it's because I know it's AJ and I kind of know he's trying to, word out a song, but
Whose phone was that?
it's not as clear as I expected. I don't know if one of you want to come out here to hear what I hear.
But this is just for them to give comments, so.
It's for them to hear.
They also have to be able to hear.
But they can hear when you say, you're not able to speak, and then you hear your time is up. Then they can go back to watching YouTube. They can hear the whole meeting on Zoom.
I could try to play a bit more with the mic setting. I just don't know.
This is all the complicated, expecting them to do the whole movie on Zoom.
Yeah, because the first thing. Everybody else hears the comments. Right? About them hearing themselves.
Right.
So, yeah.
Listen to what I hear.
They have to be able to.
It sounds
Speaker number, whatever, please unmute yourself, speak, then they're gonna be muted again, or, then they can watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to have to hear what everything else is being said in the room. That's what the stream is for.
But we now have the mayor coming in.
The mayor, but Melissa said she could hear fine when she was the mayor.
That is true. The phone thing as well. In fact, can you speak on the mic just a little bit, just to make sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't know, Marilyn, can you hear her?
Can you hear me, Marilyn, when I speak on this phone?
On YouTube when she speaks on.
Hello? Marty, can you hear me? Marilyn, can you hear me? Yeah.
And she spoke for a second.
Is Anna there?
Hold on, let me allow Anna to speak.
Anna.
Hello?
I just heard somebody speak.
Who said hello?
That was me, Marilyn.
Can you hear me when I speak on this phone? I mean, Mike. Can you hear me when I speak on this mic?
We can't understand what you're saying.
Okay. Is that background noise thing still on?
I turned that off. That's why I was looking through my audio settings. I literally have original sound from the musicians turned off.
But they can hear you saying you're able to speak and then you're not, right?
Marilyn, can you hear me clearly at all too, or do you hear me just as muffled as you heard Jazz?
You're less muffled than Jazz, but you're still muffled.
Okay.
It's not a clean, crisp sound at all.
Are you at least able?
And I gotta kind of.
Are you able to make out the words?
Huh?
Can you hear? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? But that's how close he'll be. Or far away. He's not going to be all up. Hello. He's going to be all the way out here. So can you hear this? Can you at least hear and make out what I'm saying at this point?
Right now when you said that, yes. But let's say you just continuously talking, it's like, it kind of goes in and out, but then it becomes like muffled, like the words are just not clear. Like you catch one or two, but it's not clear. Not like a good sound.
Not as clear as how we hear her. Like I even turned off echo cancellation just to.
Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes.
He's gonna keep going. You are out of control.
Hey, listen, man.
Pass the time.
I got ADD. I gotta.
Do Johnny Christmas.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Again, they're not gonna, if they're listening to the meeting on Zoom, they're not gonna hear it. It's gonna be the way that Larry said, but they shouldn't be listening to the whole meeting on Zoom. We provided a Zoom option for them to call in and give their public comment. There's still a stream on YouTube that they can watch the whole meeting. So they can hear Liqua say, caller number, whatever it is, 36, you're up. Please unmute yourself. When the public comment is finished, they drop down and they continue watching on YouTube. There's no back and forth.
Alright, I would say just what is it that you would like? Do you want them in Zoom to hear crisply everything that is happening before they start to speak? What were you envisioning with this hybrid solution?
I don't think.
Go ahead.
No, I don't think it's ever going to be crisp. Even even when you're talking to the mic right now, it's not going to be crisp. That's why I said, Marilyn, can you understand what I'm saying? I think as long as you can make out what the person's saying through that, because like you said, through YouTube, you can hear it fine. As long as they can understand that you're saying you're next, press *9 to pick up as long as that can, there's a big difference between and hey, can you hear this? Can you please press? So as long as they can hear that, I think that we're okay to move forward. That's Council President's prerogative.
As long as they can hear, and we can hear them.
Why are we just not using Zoom this entirely?
Why
are we capturing? I'm just asking. What does that mean?
That was the discussion that was had.
What does that mean? That we're just not using it?
Like the regular panels, like how he was during the 3 years of the pandemic. In regards to at least Monday, and then I guess whomever else in this hybrid solution, because once we offer it to him, I guess this is for everyone. If the council member can't make it in person that day, I guess the office.
Yes, if a council person cannot make it, they will call in the same way the mayor is calling in. So that's why everything needs to be foolproof. We don't want to look like we're novice in front of the public.
Well, we're working with the best solution that we could find right now. To have a full-blown Zoom meeting, right? We have these cameras that are wired in here that we wired so that we could have the sound wired into the speakers that everybody could hear clearly out there. If we have a full-blown Zoom meeting, we're not going to be able to utilize
Why couldn't we? Why couldn't we?
because we didn't, the way it's wired, it's not wired for that. It's not complete.
What's missing? What's missing? What's missing?
The actual sound system. The speakers.
Why couldn't we have gotten that done then?
Because we're working with the company who did this. We didn't even know that we had the capability to do that before. There was no indication when we came into 2023 that anybody wanted to have a hybrid solution. We heard we're gonna be in person, right? At the last meeting, Council President, you made the decision, we're gonna go to hybrid, and we're
But
trying to find
before
the
that,
best
we had a
solution
discussion
possible.
in January that we were going to do that.
Okay, and we're trying our best to facilitate that. Everything
Okay.
is not perfect. I told you we had a discussion with the people who run the speaker system. They're providing us with a quote for a solution that is gonna include audio, and it may have a video component as well, right? So we're waiting to get that quote. Everything will be integrated at that time. In the meantime, we're trying to make this work the best way that we can, okay? And, I mean, what we would have to do to run a full-blown Zoom meeting, to have all the council people being able to, dial in, give their comments, and have the public on the same meeting, the logistics of it would be terrible. We're talking about feedback, we just have feedback from 3 people in the same room, right? How would that work? It would require a lot more dealing with, tearing down this infrastructure to make that work than what we're trying to do now. As I said, we're working with the company to find a long-term solution. So people have to understand, we're trying to accommodate what they want, and until we get it perfect, we're gonna do what we have to do. That's where we are.
And just to give a little bit of my own 2 cents in this, the solution that, even this temporary solution that we're coming up with has been better than the solutions that I've seen that other organizations have done, which is just holding up a mic to a laptop, to the Zoom laptop that it's on. You just have a guy who sits there with the mic. We're at least trying to jack into the sound system. I do understand the whole mic part of the miking into the Zoom is a little bit more difficult. But all they did was just an open mic, and they didn't really care if you couldn't hear them clearly or not. We're at least trying to test everything out, and you hear we're a little muffled, let's adjust and readjust. And I think like once this actually happens and we're starting to use the system and you have more people, I don't think it's gonna look as unpolished as it does right now. It just seems unpolished because it's just us. But you don't have the full council body all sitting here, you don't have your people here, and we don't have a bunch of people on Zoom right now. So, yes, certain things are a little muffled, but she can kind of understand the gist of what we were saying, which is all we kind of need until we can get them to come in, run the solution, and spend all of that money to get what we want. But the original objective I got when we had our meeting was, get something that works, don't spend a whole lot of money to do so, but make sure we are up and running for March. And I feel like this test here shows that we are completing that objective. Yes, it's not as gorgeous as some people would probably like, but it's definitely better than what I saw from Springfield and another township me and Jazz looked at to see what they were doing for hybrid.
I mean, I was talking to the mayor just yesterday, and the mayor was on the local finance board. He said that some people spoke about having a hybrid solution, and you know, that's the state. And the IT team shut it down. They were like, no, it's too difficult. The logistics of that, they're like, we're not doing it. So, I mean, we're at least trying to accommodate the request. We were on virtual last year, everybody was like, come back in person, come back in person. We came back in person, now they want hybrid, now we want hybrid. We're trying to accommodate it. It is not gonna be, you know, perfect the first time out the gate, but like to Alika's point, they're gonna hear. We plugged into the system, they're gonna be able to hear the public comment. They can watch on the YouTube stream. And we'll get the permanent solution put in eventually, once we get the quote.
So if I could just chime in, I think we're,
We'll make it happen.
I think we're about as far as we're gonna get today with what we've got. To the council president's perspective, there are people that are out there that are waiting
Absolutely.
for the team to fail. They're waiting for the council president to fail. They've already said that it's not gonna be hybrid the way that hybrid should be run. So this is gonna be tested in a way that Springfield and other towns, they don't even have those type of people like that. So when the meeting comes, the only person that's gonna have to wear this and get blamed when the meeting is taking place is the council president. So to that end, I would say we're here with the solution that was brought to us. We've tested it. Do we feel comfortable moving forward to have us go live with this for Monday, which is in a couple of days? Or is this something that we want to try again? Do we want to kind of troubleshoot it again to make sure, you know, to have more people calling in, to make sure that you're comfortable with the council president at the end of the day? This is something that, you know, like I said, you're going to have to, they're going to be throwing this at you. So you have to feel comfortable with the solution. So I think where we leave from this point is, are we moving forward with this, yes or no, or should we go to the drawing board with something?
Must catch flack no matter which way it goes.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna catch flack. So right now, we're gonna go with this. But it's gonna roll downhill.
Well, listen, it's already rolling downhill. You know, council president, they say to you, they don't expect you to implement the system.
Oh, they do.
They don't expect you to come and physically hook up mics and whatever. They don't expect it. And I've seen the comments on social media. The IT team this and the IT team that. So it's already rolling down. And we've heard it from you. We've heard it from everybody. We're doing the best that we can. And that's the bottom line. If you decide this is not perfect enough, you'll go back to the drawing board. Right? But
Far gone.
to your point, whatever we do, it could be the most perfect thing. They're gonna have something to say. We know that, and we're doing the best to minimize what they have to say. Right? They said, "Oh, this is not a true." We gave them a hybrid. I mean, being able to watch on YouTube was a hybrid right out the gate. They said they want to make public comments. They can make public comments.
So the council president said he wants to move forward with this. So I guess the next steps is making sure that we have something on social media that tells people how to call in.
We have all the
something
instructions
on YouTube that has the, you know, like a prompt going through on the bottom. perhaps, we get here early on Monday just to run through it again, just to make sure that, there's nothing, no issues with the sound, and, we, let them know that this is the first time, not everything is gonna be perfect. We're still trying to.
I wouldn't just say that.
No, I'm saying if it doesn't go well. If it doesn't go well. I'm not saying start the meeting by saying, keep your fingers going, everybody, let us go.
No, just say we're presenting
Yeah.
a hybrid solution.
Yeah.
This is it. People are now able to call in and watch virtually as well as in person.
Yep.
And just say, we're still working. If at some point the council president feels like he wants to say, we have a more permanent solution that we're working on, but we wanted to make sure that people had a chance to participate today. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to have a more permanent solution.
Because I believe even the solution that you're talking about with the sound company is not going to be much different than what we're currently doing. It's just that they'll probably be able just to hear better, but everything's just going to be software-based running from the sound system. So it's not them still dialing into a number because they have to get into Zoom. Us probably still having to make sure all the council members or the panelists that only attend if they're not going to be here in person are all the same things that we're doing now that will still have to happen once we get the other system in place. Yes, but that's still all software based. At that point, it's just software. And once we get the hardware built out to everywhere where it needs to be, right, it's just, at that point, it's just software. And the Zoom setup will still be the current Zoom setup. So it's not even like when we do the change, we now have a new link, we now have a new number, we now have all this other disruption. It's going to be the same thing we're currently doing. That alleviates some of these concerns.
Entertain.
To be honest with you,
Hello?
it seems like the main number one complaint right now is that the sound was just maybe not a little bit clear for the people on the Zoom and hearing on the Zoom. Other than that, we heard everybody on the Zoom perfectly clearly. Which was our main problem was how do we get them to participate from home in a way that we can hear them and they're on the record. That part is solved. That part is solved. And if you need someone to be the face of the hybrid, I could be the face of the hybrid solution just fine. I will come up and go. If you have a problem, please email Lisa Jones.
Every time you need anybody to take any face of it, I'm quite capable of that.
We can together. It's a team.
Quite capable of
Do
that.
you want to do a run through before the meeting on Monday?
Yes.
Okay, so what time?
Tell me the time to be here.
We'll be here whatever time you are able to be here.
How long does it take to do this everything?
Well, the setup was relatively
Meeting starts
quick.
at 7, people start coming by 6.
I know that Abby has the council taking a picture at 6:45 with the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
So we should do.
6 o'clock?
No.
That's too early.
5:30.
5:30?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that's perfect. Everything's set up and I just need to roll the door.
5:30, everything will be.
And we can do a dry run at 5:30.
Okay.
Have everything ready by 5:30.
Thanks, Winston. You gonna set everything up?
All right, well then I guess I'm gonna, end this out. Close this out, AJ.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All right, I'm ending this Zoom. Thank you, everyone on the
Thank
Zoom
you.
end.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to set your clocks back.
Are they still doing that? I thought they stopped
Coming,
doing
move forward.